Alrighty guys, as they keep bringing us into the Dragon Ball Legends video, this one's going to be a little bit more on the short side. We're going to go ahead and do a quick little discussion, a quick little breakdown of Rosé real quick. So, as you guys all know, that I was actually very lucky, and I'm very grateful to have pulled this guy, but I think a lot of people, I feel like this guy is a little bit of a controversial topic these days, right? I know a lot of people, like, I've seen it on Reddit. Like, I've seen it on Twitter. Like, I've seen it everywhere. A lot of people are really salty about the fact that this guy was not the red color typing. And, you know, to an extent, I can see that to an extent. But, I mean, if he was red, I think a lot of people would just use him on God Key, right? I think a lot of people were expecting this guy to be the savior of God Key. But I can kind of see where they went ahead and they wanted to just make him more future-orientated, right? And so I can understand that, too. I definitely do like him. I think just because he's purple does not mean he's bad in any way, shape, or form, right? I like him a lot. I think he has a lot of utility to him, even though he's not just like big damage, big numbers, anything like that. He has bleed on his strikes. He has a green card that can pull a blue card. His blue card nullifies unfavorable type elements, right? His Z ability even at 3 stars is really good too, right? 28% to tag future or powerful opponent. This is where I think a lot of people wanted him to tag to buff the tag God Key, right? Because even at 6 stars, it's future, powerful opponent, and then 15% to tag God Key and powerful opponent. Like, they have to be both of those, right? And so right there, I kind of do see where I feel like maybe he did get a little bit shafted, because you have units like DKP, right? The new DKP, we can actually take a look at him because I have him right here too. All right, so we have DKP right here, right? So Demon King Piccolo, aged, whatever. And if you look at his ability at 6 stars, what he gets is he gets 30% to tag Dragon Ball Saga, to tag regeneration, and tag powerful opponent base, blast, attack, and defense. Keep in mind, this isn't an LF unit. This is just a regular sparking unit. He wasn't even on a step up. He was just on an all-star banner. This guy right here was able to buff 3 tags at 30%. And then you have Rosé, who was only able to buff, well, technically, I guess you could say he does buff the 3 tags, but it's very, like, there's a lot of restrictions on it, right? And so I feel like maybe he did get shafted in that kind of way. Alright, so now sorting the box by future, before we go any further, I just want to go ahead and preface this by saying that I am happy with Goku Black. I don't think he's broken or anything like that. I don't think he's probably, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that I definitely do think that could have been improved on, but overall, I feel like just his utility alone just makes him worthwhile to me. Like, he does have that cover rescue on strike cards, right? You can connect that with the blue card, all that good stuff. He draws a strike card every time he comes in, and his strike cards, I think they have 100% chance to bleed, right? Let me see real quick. So 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed at that too. Like, I feel like that he does a lot of good stuff, right? But on the flip side of things, so I think the thing that I am seeing the most, what's becoming a little bit of a trend, is that people are saying, okay, like, great, like, he's not bad, okay, cool, but is he better than Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta? This is the guy he's basically fighting for a spot for, right? I mean, unless you're running a purple red team, which I can definitely see some people running that, right? Like, I definitely do want to try that, and I'm probably going to do that in the future as well. Purple red team, including this guy. I know a lot of people still use this guy to this date. He is still like one of the best units that Future does have to offer, because even though you can see right here, he is a ranged type, but he is probably like one of the best support units on Future, right? Because he does so much good stuff. We can even compare and contrast their Z abilities. So at 6 stars, he's going to go ahead and do 30% to Future and Vegeta family base blast attack and defense during battle. And so it's more than likely like this guy is going to give an overall better buff to your team than Rosé, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are only going to be able to have Rosé at 2 stars or 3 stars, right? Especially because he's an LF unit, right? He's brand new. Like, I don't expect you guys to have him at 6 stars right off rip. So at the meantime, like, it's hard to justify a 3-star LF unit that's going to be a little bit squishy over a 7-star unit that you know is going to get value no matter what, especially because of just the support that he provides. He provides a substitution count reduction, right, on the main ability. He gives you that blue card, he restores your own key, and you get 30% to blast damage inflicted by allies for 30 timer counts. Like that, I feel like that is like extremely good to this day. And then no one, a lot of people, well, I don't think a lot of people glance over this, but a lot of people have to keep in mind too is that when he swaps out, not only is he giving key, but if you swap out and you have 3 or fewer cards, you're also going to be gaining a new card as well. So that's just crazy on its own. So honestly, if you run this guy with Super Saiyan Rose, he gives a strike card on entry, right? So if you only have 2 cards in your deck and you swap out from this Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, you're going to get a full hand. You're going to get a random card, and you're going to get that guaranteed strike card from Rose, right? That is extremely good, so I can definitely see why a lot of people would run 2 purples for this meta for future. And then, but on top of that, this Vegeta also gives death buffs. So when this character is defeated, you give a whopping 35% to damage inflicted by allies, and you restore your health by 20%, and you reduce your enemy's Dragon Balls by 3. So you have a little bit of Dragon Ball control in there. I know, and like I said, we can compare and contrast here. Super Saiyan Rose, the LF Rose, also has a little bit of Dragon Ball control as well. Alright, so coming back over to Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, you can see right here he has a 15% chance to reduce enemies' Dragon Balls by 1 upon landing a strike cards. On every single time you land a strike card, you're going to have a 15% chance to reduce your enemy's Dragon Balls. And so I feel like that's something that you have to take into consideration too. So they have a lot of similarities and stuff like that. You can definitely tell Vegeta is more on the supportive side, while this guy's more on the technical, like utility kind of side, which is kind of weird because I feel like they can both fall under that, like, they both have like their unique gimmicks to them, right? And but also at the same time, it's just like stars heavily come into factor, right? Stars heavily come into factor, and just overall, like, who is going to be better off on your team? Who is going to support your team overall the best, right? And so I think a lot of people have been siding with this guy right here. I honestly, and I can understand. I can definitely, like, my Vegeta, he's 7 stars. He's been around for like over 10 months. He came out shortly after the 2nd anniversary, and to this day, he's still good. Like, he is definitely showing his age. I know. Like, he is definitely showing his age just a little bit. Like, his stats are falling off a little bit, but he is still, like, I think he is very much ran, like, on every future team that I see. I always see this guy being brought in. Always. Like, he's always being brought in. And I don't see that changing, especially, like, here. Like, it's just, I don't know. And then the argument can even be made that, this is going to be a separate video, but the argument can be made that even if Trunks was a purple unit, the Trunks and my support unit, or not, they're not even a support unit, right? But they're kind of like a pseudo support unit as well as this guy. Even if that Trunks and my unit was purple, would he even be better than this guy? Because I don't know. I really don't think so. And okay, so basically, and so coming into conclusion, I honestly, I think it sucks to say this. It breaks my heart to say this, especially being a free-to-play player, is that, you know, it really just comes down to stars. I feel like if you just have a ton of stars on this guy, you're definitely going to run him over the Rose. And if you just have if you have this guy at like at 6 stars or 7 stars, then this guy will be ran over the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, right? At the moment, I don't really care. I have him at 3 stars. I'm still going to run him regardless. He's a new LF unit. I haven't pulled a new LF unit in just so long. I'm having a ton of fun with him regardless. But at the end of the day, I think it's more optimal to run this guy if you do have him at a lot higher stars. If you think you're going to find a lot more value from this guy overall, right? And I just think that's just how the cookie crumbles. I just think it's so weird that even if you take a look at the optimal future team, I don't know if Trunks and Mai and Rose both fit in it at the same time. I feel like Rose might fit on it, but I don't know. Alrighty, so that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and hop on out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys think that this Rose was a flop, because, yeah, dude, I even heard people say that this banner was skippable. Like, that's how controversial this banner was, I think. But I think a lot of people were saying that before he had even released. I don't think it was fair for people to say that this Rose was dead on arrival before he even made his debut, right? And so I'm definitely curious to know what you guys think now that we've had a couple of days of him being out. If you guys, who would you guys rather run? Would you guys rather run the Rose, or would you guys rather run the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta? I'll see you guys in the next one. Later!